These people that run corporations, they're heartless people, and I had a friend of mine got a gig with interviewed for a job at a corporation on the East Coast, got the job, and then they placed her out in like I don't know, San Diego or something, and she got to know somebody in HR. She goes, I don't understand. They have, offices all over the place. Why did they bring me all the way out here? And they go, oh, they do that on purpose. They move you away from your family and friends so you have less options of quitting.
Here's comedian Bill Burr once again speaking out against the billionaire class and corporations.
So they're literally like breaking up families. They're heartless, horrible people. And this is the thing. You go to a red state, you go to a blue state. The regular Joe is a good guy. He just wants enough money to be able to feed and clothe his family and make his rent. Why is that? You have $1 billion. Why do you need to take that away from people?
A fantastic point. He then react to this.
Well, I ask everybody around here to wake up terrified every morning, their sheets drenched in sweat, but to be very precise about what it is they're afraid of. And they shouldn't be afraid of our competitors. They should be afraid of our customers, because it's the customers, those are the folks we have a relationship with. Those are the folks who send us money. And I believe that our customers are loyal to us right up until the second that somebody else offers them a better service.
So to better qualify that fear, it's like a fear of abandonment. You don't want them to abandon you?
I think that's right.
That is Jeff Bezos sitting down with CNET in 1999. To be clear, this was in reference to a letter to Amazon shareholders that year where he stated, I constantly remind our employees to be afraid, to wake up every morning terrified, not of our competition, but of our customers. Our customers have made our business what it is. They are the ones with whom we have a relationship, and they are the ones to whom we owe a great obligation. And we consider them to be loyal to us, right up until the second that someone else offers them a better service. Irony there.
Like that guy on Amazon going, I want my workers to go to bed terrified, wake up terrified, go to work terrified. It's just like, so we have to feel how you felt in high school?
For Burr, calling out the oligarchs has been his forte.
You said you feel like billionaires are like rabid dogs who deserve to be put down.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. Why do you feel that way?
It's a podcast. I'm joking. I'm exaggerating.
You can't do that in
just say anything,
2025, Bill.
Yes, you can, and I did it. And it's fine. You know what I hate? I hate when somebody shows them a clip from a movie or a sketch and be like, oh, you couldn't do that today. It's like, you just did it.
That's true.
And we all watched it and everything was fine. So like
So you don't really feel like billionaires are rabid dogs who should be put down?
I think that they should be regulated.
Yeah.
Capitalism is great, but unregulated capitalism, I don't think the direction this is going in, where now these guys, the thing is they're all competing with each other. They don't hang out with regular people. They just hang out with other billionaires. So when somebody has an infinity pool overlooking an infinity pool, then that's what they want. And, I think they just go around looking at their net worth, and they're trying to be like the first trillionaire. But I don't know. I don't understand that. But this whole like heartless way that they treat workers,
I agree,
it's got to stop.
The infinity pool line has stuck with many. This as well.
Like when I was growing up, the working class, it was like 1 week's pay should be your rent or your mortgage. And now I know people that work a whole month and have to get like a second job, and that's just not good. You need to be home with your kids. If you have a second job, you can't do that. You can't raise them right. Causes more problems. I don't know.
So you like compassionate capitalism?
Yeah, I have no problem with people running stuff. I have no problem with people making a ton of money. But like, when your workers are wearing adult diapers because they don't have time to go to the bathroom.
Damn.
As they're driving your truck across the country. Like, yeah, that's where I was going, all right, maybe you're taking too much of the pie. Mm-hmm. That's all. So I don't know. People are going to cut this up and they're going to throw it. You're going to read it and they're going to say some more stuff. I feel it feels like common sense.
It is, or at least it should be. Hey guys, quick break in the action. I have a new show coming out called The Rick Strom Show. It is going to be awesome. I'm interviewing musicians, athletes, producers, writers, journalists, authors, sports doctors. Go check it out at youtube.com/@TheRickStromShow. Also be sure to throw me a follow on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. It can all be found in the description box below. Thank you.
But do today's entrepreneurs really need billions of dollars? I mean, couldn't they survive on a measly 100 million? Because they're now using those billions to erode American institutions. They spent fortunes bringing Supreme Court justices with them into the wild. They treated news organizations and social media platforms like prey, and they turned their relationships with politicians into patronage troughs. This has created an America where fewer than ever can become millionaires or even thousandaires through hard work and actual innovation. If capitalism were working properly, billionaires would have gone the way of the dodo.
Shout out to Robert Reich now from another great mind.
This growth in wealth inequality, it is going to keep the middle class and the working class poor. It is going to gut government services, and that is the people in this room. Their kids, their grandkids will be poor
you've obviously,
because we are not dealing with wealth inequality.
As you rightly say, you spent a lot of time thinking about this. What do you think the solution or solutions might be?
We have to shift the tax system. We have a tax system which taxes ordinary working people 30, 40, 50, 60%, while people like the Duke of Westminster can inherit £10 billion and pay nothing. If you do that, wealth will be sucked out of the middle class. It's already been completely bankrupted the working class. It will bankrupt the government, which is what we are seeing. And there'll be poverty. There'll be broad poverty. There'll be no middle class left. Why are we taxing working people more than billionaires? Tax wealth, not work. Give these people a break. Give their kids a chance. Tax the billionaires. Of course you should.
Okay.
Hey, here's my question. Are you content with where your life is right now? With whatever job you have, unless you are a multi-millionaire, are you happy? Like, we can be happy with certain things that life offers. We can be happy with the way that our dog has learned to love after we adopted them from a shelter. We can love the way that our kid is growing up. We can love our friend group. We can love our community. But specifically, with where you are now, knowing the trials and tribulations that so many different politicians have allowed and enabled for multinational corporations to take advantage and shrink the working class to as slim as it could possibly be. Are you content with where you are? If you're not, you should be thinking like this. You should be thinking like, oh, I am being taken advantage of. Oh, I think I need to start leaning into straying away from, I don't get political, or I don't do politics, or I don't like politics, even though it revolves quite literally around everything that you do. And think, how can I try and make a change so that way these guys don't feel like they need another summer house, another yacht, as Burr says, another infinity pool, because it is all a math equation. If the middle class is making less and less and billionaires are making more and more, and they're not allowing you to unionize, and I even read, there are terrible upon terrible examples of working at Amazon. But one person who was at the New Orleans shooting, remember that, around the Super Bowl? Amazon at first denied that they did not allow that person to call in sick. And then after many journalists started investigating, we learned the truth. Amazon, as broken by Ken Klippenstein years ago, is telling drivers to pee in bottles. What stage of capitalism is that? Are we happy that workers, knowing how desperate people are resorting to peeing in bottles so they don't get fired because everything they do is timed? I'm not. That's why I continue to call this stuff out. And I know that my message is probably falling on deaf ears. And that's okay. That is okay. Because all that matters is class consciousness. and class unity, and realizing once again that this is a class issue. I think about a story that I heard years ago, okay? I work in media. I've been doing media since I was 12 years old. I learned a story about a cameraman who worked for a media company that did high school games. He had a home. He made about $150,000 a year. He had a home, and he had a vacation home. 2 cars, garage, nice house. Now, this was decades ago. But I think what it shows is the transformation of how they want to make us poor. All of those dudes that were sitting, I'll call courtside at the inauguration, the Musks, the Bezoses, the Zuckerbergs. I mean, we're not even talking about BlackRock and other humongous corporations. Guys, I really, really am going to preach this until my last day. There needs to be class consciousness. We cannot be going at each other's necks like this. Yeah, I get frustrated. I think we all get frustrated. But until, and I know we cannot reach them, but until a large contingent of the modern day Republicans realize that they are being robbed blind, we're going to continue going this way. And I fear it's only probably the beginning. Because just like we have seen when millennials graduated college, economy crash, stock market down. Why? Look at the presidents who are in charge and their agendas and think about it. And by no means am I a lib. It's quite clear I'm not. But we need someone who is going to understand where we are at and fight for us. Do I see a politician doing that right now? No, I don't. But hopefully, a glimmer of hope. Some realize what is happening right now. They realize their stonks are down. Maybe, probably not, but maybe. And then it will lead to class unity. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.